Hi, this is the December meeting of the PTA of the William Butler School. My name is Taylor Molly. I'm the Commissioner of Communications, also known as the Com of Comms. This meeting is happening on Zoom, and if you're watching it now, welcome. I'm going to turn things over to Joel in a moment, but if you're watching this as a recording, if it's like late December or early January and you decided I better go check out the recording of what happened at the PTA meeting in the middle of December, then I want to know who you are and I want to harness your curiosity for the benefit of the PTA. Reach out to me. And now I'm going to turn things over to the president of the PTA. Please put your hands together for Joel Ja.
All right, you're much better at the intros than I am, so I think maybe you'll just do them going forward. Thank you. All right, let's kick things off. I think it's going to be a brief one. Let's see if any issues catch fire and we extend the discussion. This is no longer a draft. This is the agenda. As always, I will start off with describing what the PTA is and why we are here. Fostering community first and foremost. We're supporting each other. We're focusing on diversity, equity, and inclusion. Funding programs. DOE does not give us nearly as enough money as we need, so we fundraise a whole bunch for our kids, and we support and inform wherever we can. Parents, teachers, school admin, families, etc., etc. Our latest budget numbers, we are aiming for $260,000 income, and we're planning on spending $252,000 this year. This is the elected board. These are elected positions. We've got three main buckets: enrichments, community, and development. Development's another word for fundraising. Sure, we do a lot, but without parent volunteers, without everybody lending a hand, then we couldn't do nearly as much as we do. So I'll constantly say thank you for that. Upcoming events. This is through to our next PTA meeting. Spirit Week is happening. We've done so much already. I think Spirit Week feels like a relief. The holiday performances are happening. I hope everybody's enjoying those. And then we've got break. You have an idea, you have a topic, you have something that you want to discuss. Great, bring it up. And then be prepared to roll up your sleeves and get to work, because we are all volunteers, and the best way to see an idea done is to do it. Bring it up. Let's talk about it. Get people on your team, and let's give it a shot. Let's give it a go. Minutes from the last meeting. We need to approve them. So I motion to vote that we approve the minutes.
I second that.
Great. They're available on this link if anybody is curious. Anybody opposed to approving the minutes immediately? Besides Taylor? Okay, let's count them approved. Thank you. SLT, School Leadership Team. These are the folks that are put together. There's 5 parents, 5 school or administrators or teachers. So 10 total folks put together to discuss school issues, but mostly we're there to prepare the comprehensive education plan, which each school in New York City needs to put together. We meet monthly. We didn't meet this month because we had actually an equity fellows meeting tonight instead, which I'll describe to you in a minute. The other meeting we do monthly is the Principals Roundtable, where we talk about equity and inclusion. I was supposed to put those on the calendar. I completely forgot. But they're the first and third Monday of each month, essentially. So I'll try to remember to put that on the calendar ASAP.
Rana, انت سامعاني؟
The District 13 Equity Fellows meeting that I went to tonight. So in lieu of the
Rana, انت
roundtable
سامعاني؟
and the LT meeting, we attended this Equity Fellows meeting, which essentially is a program that District 13 runs to train our educators in the practice of equity. It was quite amazing. It was 3 hours long tonight. It was deep and impactful, and I loved to see that there is this type of program available for our school educators or our leaders. Not all districts do this. Nobody does this, is what I was told. This is a District 13 thing that they came up with. And it was pretty amazing. If you want more information on it, I actually meant to put the link in here. I'm going to stick the link to their website in the chat. If I can get to their website. There it is, this one here. I'm going to put it in the chat so you guys can have a look. PS 133 was represented. We have folks who are alumni and running some of the program there, as well as I think a couple of our teachers joined this year and already found it impactful, which is fantastic.
انت سامعاني رنا؟ يس انا سامعاك. هو في عرب؟ ما في.
The
اوكي
communication slide, you're up.
In about
Okay.
several dozen ways, comms tried to tweak things and improve things this year to make sure that we would hit the ground running. And I think we were successful in many of those. We have, as you know, sent out a newsletter every Sunday since August 25th. Our WhatsApp groups have been, some say, a little too active. I've managed to connect people who are finally decide that they are willing to help with the people who are doing the work faster via the PTA recruitment form. We have published hundreds of photos. I have managed to slip rhyme and metaphor into comms in a way that I don't think many people have noticed. We've gotten more dads involved than ever before, something that PS9 envies us for. We're not quite sure what it means or how we did it. We managed to convince the administration that the display monitor in the lobby needs to be vertical. They really wanted to put it horizontal, which would have meant that we would be doing twice as many graphics. Now we just make something one for the phone, and then it's not too hard, and it's made for the lobby as well. And finally, I promise that I have limited the number of WhatsApp and Parent Square messages that everybody receives to less than 750. Oh, that's supposed to say 1,000 per day. We are really trying to protect you from the information that you don't need to have and only bother you with the stuff that you do need to have. We have really hit the ground running. We could use all the help that we have, that we can get, and that's everything that I have to say from communications. But now I would like to spotlight a couple of our volunteers. I don't know whether these 6 people are on this call or not. They didn't know that they were going to be spotlit. This is a new thing that we're doing. The first is Edward Chin, who after the November meeting felt so inspired to step in that I noticed that he joined 4 different committees and initiatives in less than 24 hours. He's doing wonderful work, especially with presenting the after-school options, our camp guide on the website. Tony DeSanzo, always ready to do whatever needs to be done. One of the committee chairs says, when he says yes, he's down for whatever needs doing. He was also part of the all-male tour guide last week, giving school tours. Julie Katz, one of the committee chairs, said she was one of those parents who joined the bake sale committee when we asked for more help in the run up to the marathon, and then she just didn't go away. She was instrumental in managing the flow at the kids' carnival bake sale table. Scott Sanders and Mike Iacovella. This dynamic dad duo is always ready to help with operational and technical support, especially in the areas of infrastructure and audio for the winter concerts. The Performing Arts Committee says that it could have been a disaster. And lastly, Veronica Vela, she's like the PTA fixer. She just shows up and is always a good helper at events. And when I see her, I know that a task is in good hands. If you would like to join these folks and step up, possibly volunteer for something small or something big, shoot that PA recruitment form QR code in the corner of that slide, and you will be before you know it, you will be part of a group, and you're already part of a community. So welcome.
Woohoo!
Thank you very much. Absolutely appreciated. You probably see a lot of the same faces over and over again, but we seriously could not get any of the things we do done if it wasn't for folks just lending a hand here and there, stepping up here and there, and then getting roped in. Ha 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 ha. Class parents, I think Layla's out. Gosh, everybody's getting sick. I'm knocking on wood that we're not going to be one of those families. But huge thank you to all the class parents for collecting the holiday gifts, for your teachers, and I know it's a lot that we ask of everybody, but our teachers really are amazing. So thank you for doing this. Enrichment, Melissa, are you on? No. Okay. So, enrichment, the
أنا
things
معاكي
that
yes.
enrich our kids.
صح.
Literacy, extended day, garden, arts, etc. Garden committee. Laura, Tabitha? Nope. So I will go through this. There was a huge effort to remove the soil from the collapsing garden beds. If you've seen pictures, if you've been in the garden, you'll see that their collapse was imminent. There is a plan to buy new metal ones, rat resistant and also weather resistant, we'll call it. A grant was just submitted, I think, last weekend. So
That's right.
fingers crossed.
Yeah, grant was submitted last week for the
Awesome.
beds. Yeah.
Awesome. And then upcoming this spring, hopefully we'll be assembling those new garden beds. I did see that there was a call for soil and compost out there someplace, and the looks like the native sign unveiling was postponed until the spring. That was the result of another grant that we got, was the cost of the signage to educate the community. Oh yeah, there it is. Garden needs compost and dirt. Nice animation, Laura. Literacy committee. Carla, is that you?
That's me. So we're hoping to have a meeting in the next year on Friday, January 17th, to really try to put together and organize and divvy up tasks for the Readathon fundraiser in February. So it would be great if people could join. And there is a QR code on the slide to specifically join that WhatsApp group. The Holiday Bazaar author visit and the reading corner was successful, I hear. Unfortunately, I wasn't there. But there were lots of photos circulated, and yeah, we would like to hear if any feedback, obviously, for next year. And we continue to work on our next author visit. We have 2 more author visits scheduled or planned to be scheduled for next year for K1 and then for 4th and 5th grade. And we also have some people working on the French language book fair. So yeah, there is kind of a lot that we want to do. And if we could use more people to just work on all the events, because there's always sort of like the next immediate event that obviously takes a lot of work to get it done on time, but there are longer projects that need to get started now. Otherwise, we're not going to be able to achieve what we would like to do. So any volunteers would be greatly appreciated. Thank you.
Thank you. Interpreters, do I need to trade you guys out?
Yes,
okay.
please. This is Dora. I don't have the option to switch to Spanish or to do it in Spanish.
Yeah, I don't know why. So I will just switch out.
اوكي
Dora,
ما
you're going
نعمل
into
30 دقيقة
Spanish,
30 دقيقة لا
and Anissa, you're going into Arabic.
اوكي no problem.
There
Okay,
can
have
only
fun.
be one at a time, Anissa.
مع السلامة
Jose.
رنا.
Louis, it's like Highlander. There can be only one.
Do you hear me?
It's not quite there yet. I'm not able to select you for some reason. Where did you go?
I think no علشان يعرفوا إذا فيه سؤال، لكن ما في عرب، ما أظن عندنا أسئلة. اوكي اوكي فهمت عليك. اوكي
Give me one more moment. We'll have to figure out how to make this language interpretation transition
When you're ready,
smooth.
Joel, or perhaps you can toss this to an upcoming committee report. Somebody in the chat asks, can we get more affordable or free after school for low income families?
هناك في
I
سؤال
would love that.
يقول إذا هناك يعني الأسرات اللي عندها يعني مدخول قليل، إذا هناك
Anissa, you're still
يعني
in the general room, actually.
I'm sorry.
No problem. I'm sorry that this isn't actually working. It will only let me choose Rana for some reason. Let me see. So once again, technical difficulties with the Arabic. Apologies. I'm going to continue with the meeting and ask somebody who is a co-host if they can try to fix this. Amanda, I'm
any
making you
Arabic?
co-host.
I'm sorry for interrupting. Is there any Arabic families?
I do not hear anybody raising their hand.
Just to know if they have any question.
If there are any, please add questions to the chat, and I'll ask Amanda and Taylor to investigate if we could figure out how to manage the interpretation better. And I'm going to continue with the meeting. Affordable after school. That's a fantastic question. There is a slide for extended day. So when we get there, I would love to have that discussion. Performing Arts Committee. Anybody here for Performing Arts Committee? Okay. Holiday shows. They're happening. I hope you guys are loving them. Our two daughters are going tomorrow morning. next up, there was talk of a family talent show, so I'll toss that out there if anybody's interested in organizing such a fun event. The spring musical's coming up, which is I think the kids are going to start that process in January. The next meeting for the committee is January 10th. Drop in, join it, see what they're up to. The meeting or the musical in and of itself takes a ton of volunteer work, all different types, and it's fun.
Y'all, Hillary has an announcement. Hey, so
Hi.
I wanted two things, that the talent show is actually meant for both the parents and the kids, as well as we're gonna try and bring in the teachers as well. So it's like it's the whole community. And then there's also gonna be, Miss Wiley's gonna be putting on a dance show around the weekend following the community day. What's the community day that you do? The World Culture Night. So that Culture Thursday, that following weekend, we're trying to put into a Miss Wiley's dance show.
That would be awesome.
Do we know what the musical is?
Yes, but I'm not telling you.
Okay. All right. Grants Committee, so busy this cycle. May, you're up.
Do you want to share your
Yes.
screen again?
Oh yeah, I do. I do want to share my screen again. Thank you. No, wrong screen. I'll get this. Where are you? This one.
May, I'm going to spotlight you. You probably can start speaking. There you go.
And you're muted, May.
Oh,
No,
can you hear
she's
me
not.
now?
Yep,
Yep.
we can.
Okay, great. Sorry about that. So as Joel mentioned, we had a very busy cycle, which is very nice to see. We had an overwhelming response to the applications in the end. And as you can see, we were able to grant, in fact, all of the applications that were requested, and it's across all the grades. Very nice to see. I would like to thank all the class parents that were also encouraging and helping the teachers to put in the applications, because I know sometimes it can get a lot and the application process can look a little bit daunting. But we were able to review all the applications. Some really nice things to see, especially the 3K class as well, asking for supplies now. And we will get into a second cycle next year as well. And actually speaking to Miss Heather Fosterman, there might be some budget in the school budget. So we might have spare budget that we can use in the coming cycles for any additional requests. Or as you can see, the teachers are getting quite creative, which with their requests in trying to supplement their curriculum. So it was quite enjoyable reading the applications. We do have a committee already of volunteers, but we also, as I've mentioned in the past, have another grant arm where we apply for external grants, and we always need help there to read through applications, search for applications. We recently submitted a grant last week for the garden committee to request for those garden beds, as Joel mentioned, as part of the garden update. And next cycle is actually going to be the busiest one in terms of asking for external grants, because that's when most of the deadlines are. So any volunteers, you can email me at the email address there. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Hi.
Extended day. Okay.
Let's talk about it.
So we have these 3 bullet points here. So Encore winter registrations open now. If you want in, have a look at the schedule, have a look at the classes available, and register. Discovery Kids is still a thing. It is 3K through first grade, and there is French and Spanish immersion offered as well. You could check the website for that information also. I keep saying the website. It's our school website. I'll tap that in. I'll type it in the
I
chat.
got it. I got it.
Thank you. And this school break camp guide, I think it's pretty close to launching for the spring. These camps pay in. They donate money in order to be part of this guide. So it's a fundraiser for us, as well as a great resource for parents to see what options there are for holiday break coverages. What else we're trying to do here? So addressing the question about affordable childcare, that is absolutely a dream that we're trying to accomplish at 133. Over the summer last year, we made an attempt to get in a program called Team. They're a nonprofit. They were started in PS9 by their PTA. And then they just became their own nonprofit organization. They were offering childcare for $17 a day. No commitment. It's just $17 a day, whether it's 1 day a month or 20 days a month. And that seemed like by far the best option for affordable childcare that we could find. We did not hit the critical mass needed in order for them to start the program with us in the fall. There was let's say, a communication breakdown as well, and it just didn't get off the ground. I think also they are a small organization, so I think also they were stretched a little thin. They had implemented they're the facilitators for our Encore program. So they were doing that with us already. And I think it just became a little bit overwhelming to them. We're not giving up on that. We asked them if they would be willing to try a January launch. I've learned firsthand trying to launch a after school program mid-year is really, really difficult, if not impossible. So when they said no, they didn't want to do that, I think we understood. But we're not going to give up on it. I think this is still a good solution for it. They have a lot of good a lot of families who love what they do. Kids love what they do at PS9 and other schools that they're already in. So that is going to be a big part of our solution. In the spring, we'll start putting out promotional information and some more information about the costs and the commitments, and hopefully start building up family interest and see if we could get to that critical mass that we need in order for them to feel comfortable that they will break even essentially with the program once it's in. But unfortunately, that is next fall. Looking for other things. We've explored. If anybody has any ideas, please reach out to Extended Day and bring them up. I've asked Principal Fosterman what it would take to expand University Settlement, for example, and she said that we have no control over it. It's a city mandated thing. They have a number of seats, and that's the end of that. So I was hoping to follow that path to see if we could find even expanding free childcare in that way. But that was a no-go. The PTA raises, as you saw, it's $250,000 or so
And
a
where did
year.
it go?
That's our. Did somebody ask a question? Where does it go?
Yes, where does it go?
I'll flip to that slide in a second. But to that point, you know, where does that money go? Do we want to shift our priorities? Do we want to get clever about raising funds beyond that? Where does it go? I'm just gonna go to our budget slide here. This is where it goes. The biggest, the middle column here is enrichment and support. This is what we're raising money for. So if you look at the first item there, we cut a check to the school for $127,000. Not one check, we do it in parts. But it's so that we can help them with the costs of many of these arts programs, lunch and recess staff, the cost of Parent Square, and we had just voted to help them with the academic and after school and enrichment program. So we're paying $40,000 into that program. The focus is going to be ages 2 through 5. Students who need help will get priority. Need extra academic help will get priority. There was a special meeting earlier this month, so we pivoted some funds toward this program as an example. So when we talk about where the money goes and what we're raising it for and how we can spend it, it is just talking it out and figuring out what our priorities are. We do have a lot of big, not big meetings, but when we'll talk about the 2025-2026 budget this coming in spring and just kind of rethinking it again. But that doesn't stop us from tweaking it month over month when we need to, when we need to pivot and be more nimble, like we did earlier this month. I personally would like to make affordable and free aftercare a priority for the PTA. I don't necessarily have a solution for it yet, but we've definitely been exploring what options there are out there. So again, if anybody wants to join in on the effort, please do, and email that email address. Any other questions or comments on that topic? Okay.
Am I up?
Yes, Yoko, it's you.
Hi, sorry, it's noisy here. We have, speaking of community, we have PS 133 families, past and present, all gathered behind me at a holiday party. But yeah, we are the community committee and we take care of these areas, these domains you see in front of you. And next slide, please. So I wanted to play down the video so everyone could see the cool video that was made, and we've been doing the tours, but take it away.
Sometimes we
Audio
have
may not work.
trouble letting the sound. We've never
I'm not even gonna.
been able
I'm
to
not
make
gonna
this
try to
work.
solve it. Yeah,
But we should
it's
say,
subtitled.
Yoko, that this video has been seen over 1,200 times in less
1,200
than
times?
a day.
Nice. Well, I can talk over it then and just say, I think this video is a beautiful representation of our classrooms, our school building, our students, our teachers and support staff. And we're so proud to show it around to help bring many people to come and tour the school and place the school on their applications and reach out to the school if they're even looking to move schools. Yeah. Again, incredibly proud. And thank you to David, Jess, who's right here, Tony, Fraser, and Lewis, who have been helping with tours this season. So many parents with so many scared and, intimidated questions about how to send their kids to our school. And we're so proud to show the school off, and the kids that from the student government who show it off with us are always incredible when we tour. So there's more tours coming up. If you also feel like you would like to help show off the school, come and host a tour. Next slide, please. Slide. All right. So again, we do need to try and help boost our dual language programs. So if you know anyone in any kind of French speaking or Spanish speaking communities that might be interested, please forward them the video. Please, reach out to get some more information. We'd love to kind of just spread the word. And even if it's transferring past kindergarten, past application years, we'd be happy to chat with them and answer any questions. Next slide. Diana, you wanna chat about learning diversity?
Hi, everyone. Sorry if can you guys hear me? We had a wonderful meeting, Learning Diversity Committee. We meet once a month. Our next meeting is going to be coming up on January 14th. We meet typically in the library. Please come join us. We have a wonderful WhatsApp group where we love to add on their opportunities and different activities that for support for families of children with IEPs or sensory activities for children with special needs. But please come join us. We would love for you to come join us at our next meeting. Happy holidays, everyone.
I will say that Mr. D told us last month that he was bragging to the district superintendent about the Learning Diversity Committee, because not every school has a committee that assembles parents of special education learners. And so he is incredible. He's a huge advocate for this group and comes to most meetings as well. But yeah.
Hi, everyone. I'm Lily Dalk. I'm the chair of the Pride Committee, which was just founded in the fall. And we have started a small WhatsApp chat group with about 4 families where at least one person identifies as being part of the queer community. And then we have a few allies on there as well. We'd love to get more families connected so we can get a better sense of what people's experiences at the school are and what kind of support people might like, what they'd like the group to do. Brooklyn Seeds, which does gardening work at PS 133, actually hosted a Pride gathering at PS 282's garden last week, which was really lovely. We were able to connect with some other families in the neighborhood and kind of casually spoke about maybe creating a coalition of similar groups in the area, since it seems like there's a lot of schools with kind of small groups like ours, and it might be nice to connect and also share experiences between schools. I had a couple questions for the group. One is if anyone knows teachers or people on the administration that would be particularly good allies as we move forward in thinking about how to have a bigger presence at the school. I saw on the website that there's individual teacher emails listed. I don't know if there's a teacher, like a group teacher email that we could send a message to about our group and what we hope to offer to kids. So if anyone knows how to reach teachers all at once, that would be helpful rather than having to click through on all the links.
I can do that for you,
they
Lily.
have, yeah, talk to our comm of comms.
Okay.
But they have their own newsletter called The Buzz, which is a great name.
Great. Okay, perfect. So that would be a good way to reach them. But yeah, if anyone has particular teachers in mind who would, or admin staff in mind who would make great allies, I'd love to be in touch with them. And then I'm also curious to talk. My kid is in kindergarten, and was in pre-K last year, so the bathrooms were in the class. I know for the upper grades, the bathrooms are like in the hall and they're binary gender. I know under New York State or New York City law, anyone can use the bathroom of their choosing that best aligns with their gender identity. But I'm wondering if the school has any gender neutral bathrooms or like single stall bathrooms for kids who might not feel comfortable going to a binary bathroom. So I was curious to know if anyone has ideas about how the school navigated that in the past or what kids' experiences have been with that as we start conversations around bathroom inclusivity. And yeah, I think we will probably schedule an in-person gathering sometime in the new year. Maybe January or February, just to kind of meet face to face and build some community. And maybe we'll invite groups from other schools as well to join that, depending on how many people are interested. So that's all for me. Thanks, everyone.
Awesome. Take a look at the chat. It looks like Shireen addressed the bathroom question, actually.
Okay, great. Thanks.
Quick pause. I'm gonna trade out our interpreters one more time for Spanish, which means I have to take off sharing. And hopefully that worked okay. Back on to sharing. Picture Day. I don't know if the Picture Day committee is here. ... But you can still order photos, and makeup dates are posted on the right. January 9th and January 28th. And pictures are actually a fundraiser. We get a percentage of the sales. So if you do want to purchase them and you do so before February 11th, then it counts toward the fundraising amount that we get. Development. Geneva is not here, so I'll read through this. Gosh, what did we do? Wreath sale was successful. That was a fun thing that Geneva was able to put together for the community. The holiday bazaar as well was amazing. We do categorize it as a community event because it's more about fun for the kids and supporting our community. But we are able to raise funds off of that as well. And this was Geneva's baby. She created it last year. Merch has been great. I think everybody's really enjoying the new design. And that's another thing that we shifted from being development over to community, but again, Geneva's taken ownership of it. We actually were able to, we communicated, we asked the admin and teachers if they had any students who wanted merch, who could not afford merch. And they gave us a list of students that they knew, and we were able to give merch to those students. That was delivered this week to admin, and I think Ms. Jones is helping move it toward the teachers, and the teachers will give it to the kids. This is made possible because of a bit of fundraising on the side, I don't know how to call it, that we did last year. Essentially, some families overpaid for some merch, and they, instead of getting a refund, they decided that they would donate their refunded portion to this pool that we have, so that we can do that. If there are kids who can't afford merch, they want some PS133 gear, it's available to them. So I was really happy to see that we were taken up on that offer. Upcoming Disney on Ice, which was a lot of fun for my daughters. Tickets aren't necessarily cheap, but $5 of each ticket goes to PS133. So if you're so inclined, use that link. And also coming up, spring auction planning will start. The actual spring auction party is May 5th, or May 9th, sorry. But the planning starts now. So if you are interested in lending a hand in one way or another, please connect with Geneva and Development. Giving November, big thank you to everybody who was able to donate, who was willing to donate. We surpassed our goal, and we're super thankful. We can't do what we do without this community, and both the time that you give, the creativity, and obviously the funds. It's all impactful on the kids, and it's much appreciated. Monica is not feeling well today either, so I'll talk through this. this is our financial statement. So first box on the left here is our bank balances. The bottom box on the left is our revenue and expenses for the year, counting things that we haven't quite received yet. So there's a lot of pledged donations that we have hasn't actually hit our bank accounts yet. Most of those are through corporate matching or corporate portals. So we are happy to wait because most of that meant it was matched by a corporation, which is free money for us. So at the end of the day, we are keeping pace with our expenses. The biggest expense that we had, if you look on the right, this is the itemized revenue and expenses. We did cut a check to PS 133 to help them cover the after school academic program that they want to launch in January. For those kids who are the priority of those kids in need of academic help, it is a free program to them. If we had more money, we would have gone even further, but this is what we could do for now. $10,000 went to lunch and recess staff support. The school's budget fell short of that. DOE is late on paying the school what they need. And we wanted to make sure that that shortfall was covered so that staff wasn't removed from lunch and recess. Yeah. We did go over the budget. Other things that are going to come up in the spring, I do want to highlight again Readathon. That actually is a big fundraiser for us. I think our goal is, where are you? What did we put ourselves down for? $12,000. I think we can surpass that. But it is a lot of fun for the kids. It's a lot of fun for the families, a lot of fun for the kids. We've got a bunch of ideas about what kind of prizes we can give to the kids and make it even more equitable. But to do that, the more prizes we give, the more ideas we have, the more volunteers we need. So please, piggybacking on what Carla said, if you're interested in having fun with this and helping out the school, please join that effort. And I'll pitch the 133 PTA runners group as well. That has a goal of $12,000 to raise. We're going to start in January. I'm a certified running coach. A couple of you know me from my past life at this school, and a group of parents went through the program last year. And the deal is you fundraise for the school, and I train you to run whatever you want, half marathon, full marathon, 5K, 15K. And we've got running group running sessions, as well as lots of clinics where I tell you all the nerdy stuff there is to tell you about running.
Are you doing ultras yet, Joel?
If you want an ultra, I'll train you for an ultra. Yeah.
No thanks.
Yeah. I'll even do Ironman. If there's an Ironman, somebody who wants to learn how to do an Ironman, I'll train you how to do that too. Yeah, I'll put out up flyers, more information. There will be an info meeting in early January. I was hoping to have a fun run promo this December, but man, it's been nuts. So sorry, folks. You have to run on your own. Yeah, and then I do want to talk about pivoting. If not pivoting, then how do we, as a PTA, prioritize equity more? And I think we're doing an okay job, but I think we could do a much better job. And the areas to touch, I think after school care is one that we should explore more and really try to brainstorm and solve this, because the city's not solving it for us. So I think we need to do that. And school supplies was another big thing. We learned from our friends at PS9 that the PTA manages the school supplies for the whole school, and the cost comes to $35 per student. A much bigger volunteer effort because it's a lot of stuff to manage, but that is a fraction of what we have to pay when we look at the lists that the teachers come up with. So it would save everybody money, but also those who can't afford school supplies won't have to worry about it. There will just be supplies on day one for all kids at PS 133. That's something I would love to have us implement. We have to start working at it in the spring for it to be ready and launched in the fall. Those are my two big ideas. But I think that was the last slide here. And that is the end of 2024. And maybe if anybody's got any other topics, we can touch on them here.
There is a question in the chat
Yeah.
about whether the supplies that were ordered by parents in the prepackaged bundles eventually finally arrived.
The answer is sort of. So that was a mess that could actually not get unraveled. Let me show you. Go to the back button here. Yoko and team did our best to try to figure out the things that were missing and not missing. It turned out that a lot of things were actually delivered, but not delivered to the right classroom, or classrooms didn't realize, great, things were packaged in groups of class and program. And if there are multiple classes in that program or in that grade, then it just kind of got lost in another teacher is using it essentially. But we made everybody whole. If you look at the budget line here with the PTA emergency expense, so oops, I'm trying to use my mouse. Toward the bottom of the administrative expenses, we dipped into the PTA emergency expense to cover the gaps that the teachers could identify where there were supply issues, school supply issues. So we dipped in there to cover it, essentially. And Yoko did a couple follow-ups to make sure everything was okay, and the dust seemed to settle on the topic, essentially.
Yes, Veronica, because those bundles are not cheap, that's why we're looking at this new way of doing school supplies next year.
Yeah, that was part of the impetus to say that was a complete mess. We should think about doing it differently next year. Yeah.
What else? You're at 55 minutes.
Yeah, I just want to jump in if I can on the community stuff. I don't know if you're able to go back to that last slide, Joe.
Absolutely. This one?
So this one, perfect. So again, we just want to reiterate situation that we are in terms of recruiting, and really kind of rally everyone on this call and the parents that are involved in the recruitment effort to really, share these videos over the holidays, reach out on your social media networks and make sure that people know that we are an open district school and that we're looking actively at recruiting French and Spanish students. It's imperative that for the life of our program, that as we retool, that people out there know exactly what's happening in the school. And now you have a toolkit to be able to do that. And if you can, again, reiterating the call for volunteers, come to the remaining school tours. Doesn't matter if you speak Spanish, English, French, Arabic. We want to represent everyone that's at the school. It's very important that we show a unified front to invite new families into our school and really kind of put our best foot forward. And we believe that we've done that. So I wanted to thank everyone that was involved in the video effort. Amanda, I want to thank Taylor. I want to thank all the volunteers that sat in to to record the messages. We couldn't have done that without you. And so now everyone has this tool to really go out there and get more students. That's the goal. So please do everything you can to spread the word, share the videos, and get the message out that we're looking for applicants. So thank you very much.
Thank you. I see Jessica had one question about tech in school. I think it would start with admin. And then maybe it would depend on what exactly where the discussion goes. Is it something that PTA can help with? Would eventually be the question if it needs to come here. But everything that we do as a PTA gets cleared by school admin. So you might as well just start there and ask them the question. And then the way that we decide how to spend the money is an ongoing conversation with admin about what's the need, essentially. And from my experience, Principal Fosterman's been pretty nimble about figuring out how to stretch a dollar, and move things around so that she can run the school.
Speaking of Principal Fosterman and stretching dollars, I have an anonymous question here about the petition that's going around for supplemental funding that is due on Friday. Do you want to speak about that?
I'll say what I do know. She has had conversation with a couple parents, at least that I know. Either was shared with me or I was CC'd on. She's not applying for that money. And she has several reasons why she doesn't want to apply for that particular money. I'm not going to speak with her, and I'm not going to say that I actually don't know enough about what you'd be on the hook for if you accepted that money. But I did have a look at the application, and it is a monster. There's a lot.
You want me to speak on this at all? Because I spoke with Miss Westerman today about this. Or I mean, really, if anyone has questions, I guess I could answer them. But it
No,
sounded
yeah,
like the
please
main
do.
reason that she wasn't applying is because the application was not a small thing to do, and it appeared to her that we would not be eligible. I don't know if that's actually true, and it is a matter of opinion. It is my opinion that it's probably still worth applying for anyway, but I understand a lot better after having talked to her about why that was her perception based on the rubric that she saw for the funding itself, like what qualifies you for it, how you get sort of more points towards getting the money. So that was like what her decision was based on, basically.
I was able to actually talk with Megan Dunn, the superintendent of District 13 yesterday on the topic also, just coincidentally, because we had a different meeting. And I asked her what her opinion was, and she said that there was a lot of unanswered questions for it, but she was not going to push any school one way or the other. She was leaving it up to the schools to solve this. That seems like she's abandoning, and that's not what I mean. But she wanted to make sure that she wasn't putting a cookie cutter solution on all of her schools. She wanted to make sure that the schools had a say into what solutions fit best for them. And what became clear to me was that, oh yeah, I guess some schools have space issues, others don't. Some schools share their building with other schools. She said PS9 had 3 free classrooms, like they're just not being used at all. And I know PS133 doesn't have any free classrooms, but we do
We have one
have.
classroom, she said.
What's that?
We have one free classroom, she
Okay,
said.
so she is okay. We have one free classroom. So they're not to say like this makes it right or wrong, just saying like, oh, there's all these other factors I hadn't even really thought about that some schools are trying to solve for space, not just for hiring more teachers. Yeah, so I don't have all the information to run a school, and yeah, that's all I've got with that one.
Can you stop sharing your screen?
Oh yeah, sorry. Please always, Taylor, you can tell me.
That's what I'm here for.
That was actually very helpful. Thank you.
Sure. I will say, if you ever have issues or questions or concerns, definitely take it directly to Principal Fosterman. She reacts better, and it's more constructive that way if you do that. In my experience, I think because I'm the PTA president, I can shoot her a text, but not everybody can necessarily do that. So please don't ask me to shoot her a text all the time. But also please do come to me as well. Let me be a sounding board for you. Let me help or where I can. Let the PTA help where we can. But with, issues with school, questions, whether it be about laptops or it be about funding or it be about medical exams, please, go directly to the principal. Yeah. Reading the
While you're
chat.
reading that, I'd like to take advantage of this feature I've never seen before called group photo. So everybody look pretty. Turn your cameras on if you are looking really good. Turn your cameras off if you think you look bad. I'm going to press this button called group photo, which is going to take a high quality photo using your camera, and I'll post it on Parent Square later. Okay, ready? Let's see. Here we go. Take photo. It might say 3, 2, 1. Okay. Looks like it's taking it. Michael, you managed to flash the peace sign. That's great. I'm going to create a group photo.
All right. I'm
All
going to
right.
answer Veronica. Did she say other things being considered and stuff? We've talked about it here and there. Every year it seems to change, and even midstream in the year, sometimes classes need to get combined for other reasons. Does she share her grand plans with me ever? No. But when I ask, she's willing to share. I just need to know what to ask. How are we supposed to be recruiting for these programs? We don't have the teachers' costumes to expand them. Faith. So the question of why are we recruiting kids if we don't have the space or the teachers? The funding is tied to students, not to classrooms. So somehow in there's math that works. I didn't do all the math myself, but it's faith. I'm just going on faith that this administrator who's been a principal for 20 years knows what she's talking about. And if she says our target should be in the 700s, then I'm like, okay, then let's try to make our numbers in the 700s. Okay, we good?
We're
Can
good.
wrap it up? This was
Yeah.
lively. I love
Good.
the lively ones, even though I thought this was gonna be short because it was December. Thank you all for your engagement. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Joel. Talk to you later. Happy New Year.
Talk to you later.
Happy
Happy
holidays,
holidays.
everybody.
Thank you.